Hey everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs, where you get your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge. We have for you tonight, I think it's game 20. I think so, game 20 of the season. Montreal back in Columbus to try to avenge last week's loss. I think it was a 6-4 loss to Columbus. Columbus is right now the worst defensive team in the league, but Montreal in the last 5 games not far behind. And overall, not that far behind. So we'll see if they're able to do that. We got some line changes and stuff like that. So I'm going to be doing a game preview. I'm going to give you those line changes and the lineups. I will have as well the guess the score contest. If you guess the score of the game and the first goal scorer of the game, and you can pick that guy from either team, and you win a prize directly into your bank account via Interact. It's a very hard contest to win, I got to tell you. So I'll give you my guess in a little bit, and leave those guesses in the chat, not in the comments, but in the chat. And and good luck to everybody for that. All right, so I have a little bit of I don't even know if this is game day news or more of my thoughts on the game while people are starting to come in. So I'm wondering, for the last couple of games, or this I guess this is the last game with the Jackets, is the long grind of the NHL season starting to catch up to Habs young players. And this is why, this is game 20 now, right? And Thanksgiving in the US is tomorrow. This is right now where the point where teams they'll evaluate what they've got, any changes they might need to make, stuff like that, right? And that's why you're hearing a lot of rumors about possible trades. As a matter of fact, there were a couple of minor trades today, one involving the Leafs. Is because that's the time they're at, right? And interestingly enough, it's also the time where I think that, having all the rookies and all that on the team, it's kind of, I don't know if they're feeling the grind of the season starting, and you see the play isn't as good and stuff like that. Anyway, that's what I think. So I'm going to reevaluate the team probably over the next week and give a new opinion of where I think they might end up and stuff like that. All right. So that's a question I'm asking you guys. So if you want to leave a comment about that, awesome. So this is a rematch. Habs need to avenge last week's loss to Columbus. As I said, the worst defensive team in the league. But can they do it? And with the way they're currently playing, it's tough to try to figure out. They've allowed 26 goals in their last 5 games. So it'll be a challenge tonight. And can they pass the test? It'll be a challenge because they should win this game, but I don't know if they will. Anyway, leave your guesses for the Guess the Score contest. I'm going to see who's here, and we'll have a conversation with, I guess, who's here. Habs Guru, hey Guru, 5-2 Jackets for Darren there. I almost forgot your name, Darren. He's got Johnny Hockey. It's Johnny Goudreau getting the first goal. Ronnie, hey Ronnie Kravitz, how you doing, man? Hopefully tonight the Habs will put up a much better effort than last night. Well, it is back-to-back, so there's going to be that maybe affecting them. I hope so. They should be pumped and motivated to avenge last week's loss. We'll see how they do on that. Pete is in the house. He says, I love my Habs, but I got a feeling. That's the Beatles, right? I think so. We're going to see another bad outing tonight. 5-2 Columbus with Curelli scoring first. I sure hope I'm wrong, but I'm not feeling it. Then he says, I didn't like how we got bitch slapped because Jack-Eye was not in the lineup last night. Him being on the ice keeps the opposing team in check. I know we have to cycle the rookies. It's unfortunate. Filibuster in the room. I got some news for you. I forgot to tell you yesterday because I know you. This is the beginning of a poem. So I started writing poem again. So hopefully I'll be able to. I didn't have time to work on it today, but it might have been finished today. But yeah, there's a poem coming out soon. I'm writing again a bit. So hopefully that's good news. A&W, hello, I'm going to guess. Oh, wait. Phil says Habs super duper win 7-1 for why not? And Jackeye scores first because yeah, baby. AW says hello. I'm going to guess 4-2 Habs. First goal from none other than Mr. Slavkovsky. Did you guys like on? Let me put this up here. I go back here for a sec. On my thumbnail, see, I have Gally looking up to the big Slavkovsky. I thought that was funny anyway. Small things amuse small minds. That's how it is. Rory, hey, Rory. 5-2 Jackets. Johnny Hockey scores first. Stan the man. How's it going, my friend? I had to do this, but 4-3 Columbus. Gaudreau. A lot of Johnny Gaudreau guesses. Yeah, that's it. Right? It's the Beatles, right? Of course. Awesome, Phil. Hey, Huzu, how you doing? What's up, Rick, Peter, Phil, Rory? I'll disagree with Peter. I believe the Habs have been hurt in their pride by Buffalo and Gervais yesterday. They will come out with fire in their eyes. 7-2 Montreal. Suzuki. Oh, they're going to come back and flip it 7-2 for them this time. Awesome. I figured you'd like the news there, Phil. I bought the Gervais book. It was sold out. Really? Yeah. I mean, it's. I just hope it's not clickbait. Basically, what I'm saying. Chris Dumeli. Is that right? Yeah, Chris Dumeli. Is that how? Am I saying it right? I hope they change up their power play. Maybe not always trying to set up the one timer. Yeah, no, this is true. And a little more creativity on the power play. Maybe not drop past it every goddamn time you come up the ice. Stuff like that. Yeah. Apparently, in no time in Verdun, I am, and it's Verdun, eh? And listen, Verdun. I mean, that the hockey mad Verdun. They've always been. I'll probably always will be. I'm not really surprised there. So, but yeah, listen, in Quebec, it's probably gonna sell, and it's Christmas time coming out, right? So people buying it for presents and stuff. Not surprised. I just worry that it's a bit of clickbait. That's all. Jason LaRose, 3-2 Habs win. Caulfield first goal. I want to say that's like a how do I want to put that? You say that like that score and then Caulfield a lot, right? Am I right? Till you hit on it, right? I don't know. I feel that you give that score a lot. And it's fine. You can do what you want. Rory, I feel like the Gervais story is in their heads a bit, and with that awful performance last night. I mean, it could be. If they hadn't had these kind of performances basically the last few games, I might agree more, but it's kind of, it's kind of been going there. So, Renegade Man, awesome, man. Good to see you again. 4-3 Blue Jackets. I must admit, the Habs are fun to watch compared to last year. Well, that's the thing. The losses aren't really important, wins and losses, but they're at least fun to watch. Last night, though, third period, not fun to watch. The first two periods, different story. Even though they kind of, but the third period was not fun to watch. The Gervais, yeah, he's been there a long time. I don't know. I haven't read anything from it at all, or I don't know a lot about it. A&W, I agree, Rick. I hate the 60-foot slingshot every goddamn power play. Yes. They're not doing it every single time now, but I mean, they're doing it most of the time. I do see other teams using it, but I don't think other teams use it most of the time. They use it every now and then kind of thing, right? I think anyway. I hope they got to improve that power play. Stan the man, they should look at their tying goal against Philly and have the goalie move around so that he will be out of position, and then the Habs most likely will score. Well, this is something they don't do enough of, right? They don't move the puck side to side enough. So cross-ice passes and stuff. You got to get the goalie to move. If the goalie doesn't have to move like that, quick like that, it's you could score, but I mean, you make the job harder for the goalie if he's always lunging side to side, Oh, so Jason, it was an observance that was correct. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, listen, it's like broken clock's always right twice a day. It's the same thing. Eventually, you'll hit on it, especially if you're using Caulfield. I mean, right? It's gonna happen. Ronnie, hopefully tonight the Habs put a much better effort than last night. Oh, well, yeah, I think I read that earlier. No, I read your comment. You weren't, I guess you weren't at the computer at the time. Yes. But are they capable at this point? Is the season catching up to them? Is the amount of young guys who aren't used to playing weekday games, some of them, and as many games like in a week, like stuff like that, it might be catching up to them already a little bit, right? No, that one's not for me. All right. So, like I said, I will, in about, a few minutes, I will do the preview. I'll have the lineups. We got a little bit of juggling. The guys that were out last night are in on defense. So, you know who that means. So, we'll see how much of an effect. Arbor was very effective against Columbus last time. So, it's not a surprise that Jackie's back in the lineup. And we'll see how that, how they do with that, Caulfield is better than Line. Oh, I agree with that. Rory, we simply do not have enough players who can distribute the puck at an elite level besides Suzuki. That's why I feel getting another center at this upcoming draft is so important. Well, I'll counter you only this way. Kirby Dack's been quarterbacking the power play a bit. I don't blame all this stuff on Dak necessarily. I think he could do a good job. And right there, you see if a guy can quarterback the power play, maybe we have found a second center that can distribute the puck, right? I think that's what they're working on Dak with. Are working with Dak on? I don't know. I said it wrong. And I know that they're working on faceoffs with him. So I don't think Dak is I don't think they've given up on Dak as a potential second line center, especially if they can't pick up one of those guys at the top of the draft next year. And I don't mean Bedard and Fantilli because there's I think like 5 other centers that you'd want that would have gone ahead of Slavkovsky if they were in this year's draft. So yeah, I think they're how do I want to put it? They're not counting their chickens before they're hatched. They're kind of preparing, and their options are open. That's the word I want. So I think, things can go a few different ways. I think Dak might be the second line center next year if there's, if they haven't got one of those picks, or he'll be that right winger on the first line, and they're set either way. But no doubt, first line with Dak there's fantastic chemistry. Lucas says, 5-3 Blue Jackets, Sillinger. Didn't Sillinger get the first one last time? You're going for the same thing? I thought of him, but I thought he got the last one. Wait a second. I'm lost what that comment is about. I gotta go back. Oh, I see what you're saying. I lost you there. You think he just wants it laid out there and not doing it look, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Thing is, it's gossipy and it's hard to tell with gossipy stuff. So I don't know. I'm probably not going to read it. I don't know. There's some of the stuff I don't really, some of it want to know. I'll find out from you guys. And I don't know that. Anyway, I haven't decided. When is the trade deadline? I believe March 3rd. March 3rd, I believe. Yeah. Good ways to go. I know exactly as far as games wise, right? Habs will play 61 games and then the trade deadline. So. Is it who's no worries? I get it, but no worries. I just haven't read it. I can't talk about it. I don't want to talk about something I haven't read, especially when it's something like that. You want to see? Well, I think that Reeves and Jack-Eye face-off is going to be less often because we only see Minnesota, I think, one more time this year, and then it's usually only twice a year, right? I think that's it. Bob, that was a cannon shot on spur of the moment. Boom. How's it going, Bob? Bob's in the house, man. I feel, Rory says, I feel like we would be a deeper team too. Top to bottom, I think he meant, if we can keep Dak on the wing. Listen, it all depends on what, we got some really good draft picks and prospects that are coming up. We don't know what we're going to get in this draft coming up. I think they're fluid and their options are open. So, damn it, won't stay lit. There, Bob's got it. March 3rd, 2023 is the trade deadline. I was right. I should be right. I mean, I should know those things. Besides, if you want to know the deadline, go onto my website at talking-habs.com, and there's a counter there counting down. That's what it's counting down to, the trade deadline. That's just a fun fact for y'all. The guy works most of his life in one field. I feel he deserves to vent. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to vent. That's not what I said. I just said I feel that it might be a little clickbaity. That's what I said. Does he deserve to? Of course. Is he venting? Is he making it up? I have no idea. I don't know the guy. I don't know. I didn't read it. I'm not, I can't really comment. Lucas had probably translated in English. If not yet, it will be. Phil, you're right. I've never heard anything bad about Pierre Gervais. That's very true. I haven't heard anything about him. Did I hear everything about everybody? No, but I haven't heard anything. Paul Dorian. Owen Beck is turning out to be a fine puck distributor. Yes. And did anybody see there was a highlight I just saw of Lane Hudson last night scoring a goal? Listen, I think Owen Beck, I think Montreal is going to end up with 3 lines that can score and then an energy line that probably could score every now and then too, right? I think Owen Beck is going to be an awesome third line center, dangerous, kind of a Guy Carbonneau type of guy. I think Owen Beck might be the next Guy Carbonneau. I know someone was comparing, was it Suzuki to Carbonneau? Somebody to Carbonneau, and I didn't think that was a good comparison. But I think we might end up making that comparison with Owen Beck because I don't see him being the second line guy that we're looking for to be dominant and blah, blah, blah. I don't see that in him. What I do see is a dynamite third line center that can do everything, right? Play both ends of the ice and play them both well and give you a really dangerous third line, That's how I see it. Man, imagine Florida just bombs. I would be so pumped. I said it last night. They lost it. I was going, yeah, go down there, Florida. Keep going. Phil, it just came out, but eventually there will be an English version of that book. It just came out. I wouldn't expect it was in both. Where is I? Whoa. Oh. Awesome, Bob. Glad you liked that one again. I was going to say no. I thought it's too late. And then I just on the spur of the moment, I just went, bah, into it. All right. Doc has been proven doubters. No, Doc has proven doubters wrong. We could see him scoring 55 points. Oh, he's on pace for more than that. If he keeps his pace up, he's on pace for in the 60s. H2O, been a while, my friend. Been a while. How's it going, man? I hope they have, I'm going to be happy if they win, but as long as it's a fun game to watch. Hey, Glenn, how you doing, man? Montreal 3, Colorado 2, Anderson, first goal. Hey, Andrew, thank you, man. Andrew, thank you for I can't see the sticker, as you guys know, but thank you. Appreciate it. Support for the channel. He gets in the draw. I think we're going to be doing a draw possibly this weekend because I didn't hear from the last guy. It's been over a month. So, as I said, I'll redraw. So, we're going to have a draw soon. So, if you want to give any money to the channel like that to support the channel, you get your name in a draw to win prizes. They vary from time. Every draw is different. And there you go. I'm not explaining it well, but hey, thanks, Andrew. Really appreciate that. H. Joe says 4-3 Suzuki with the first goal. Montreal getting the win. All right. I'm gonna go in like a minute or two to do the preview. I do think that the Habs and most every other team is already thinking about the trade deadline. That's why the Habs and every other team have pro scouts who watch every player and help GM decide. Yeah, of course. There's a lot of scouts at the Habs games. Not every single one, but a lot of the games there's a lot of scouts. And I think now that we're at that 20-game mark, we're at Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving. I'm telling you, this is when teams, they'll reevaluate and see what they need to do, right? And you'll might see a little bit of movement. I don't really expect any major kind of movement, but you'll see some movement of some sort here and there. Rory says, I agree, Rick. Ideally, Beck ends up slotting into the third slot to give us a deep top nine. Exactly. Like it used to be. Like, I'm telling you, this team is shaping up to be a team like the 70s, like we had in the 70s that I grew up with. I see this team shaping up a lot like that. And, I wouldn't be surprised if basically that's their blueprint. Right? I mean, new management, but this is the Habs. And you go, what was the best Habs teams? When were they? Well, one of the best ever, I think one of the two best ever, is the late 1970s Habs. And this team is starting to be built like that, So, and remember, before Carbo on that third line, it was Doug Jarvis. Doug Jarvis at the time, Ironman leader. Doug Jarvis was a great third line center. Maybe not he wasn't a Guy Carbonneau, but he wasn't that far behind. Who's who? I kind of agree with you on that. I do. And, I don't disagree with that necessarily, right? He's kind of like, it's kind of like he's a whistleblower. I mean, there's a line there. It depends how you feel about it, whether he crossed it or he didn't, but I kind of tend to think he might have, right? I don't know. Like I said, I'm trying not to have an opinion till I read it anyway. Lucas, obviously, yes. Suzuki's not Carbonneau. He's about. I think it was Suzuki that he was. They were. I don't remember who the comparison was exactly, but I think it was Suzuki. Renegade Man. I think most people would have said no to the Jets when it came to Suzuki and Caulfield for PLD. Yeah. Right. Except maybe Dubas. I don't know. He might have done it. Oh yeah, Lucas is 100% right. Suzuki is a gentleman. Suzuki, I think, but when his career is said and done, I think Beliveau will be a really good comparison for him. Just character, person he is, all that kind of stuff. I think it screams Jean Beliveau type of guy. Hey Kelly, how you doing? I was gonna say I was gonna do it like a guy's thing. Sorry, but how you doing, Kelly? Boys better play better for me tonight. Putting my Christmas tree up. Oh, awesome! Mine's up. Want to be in a good mood? Well, just It's going to be, I don't know. I don't know what kind of game to expect. You'll see by my guess. I'm going to give my guess now, and then I'm going to go to, how's that? I'm going to give my guess now. There's too many comments to keep going. And then I'm going to do the preview. So my guess is this. 5-4. I think it's going to be an overtime, too. One of the two teams is going to win 5-4 in overtime. I don't know which one. I think Boone Jenner gets the first goal. It's kind of I have him in my fantasy pool, so kind of a selfish thing. But yeah, I can't decide. I don't know. I can't decide which team's going to win here. So 5. I'm the only one allowed to do this, by the way, because I don't win the prize. Excuse me. 5-4 in overtime. One of the two teams, and Boone Jenner. I got a cough again. There you go. All right, so I'm going to go to do the preview now. So preview time. I should get a little musical intro for that. No, I don't know. I should, but I don't have one. Okay, so tonight's game is the Montreal Canadiens, 9-9-1, are back in Columbus to take on the Blue Jackets, 7-10-1. Not much. I mean, there's not that much difference between them. How to watch the game, 7 p.m. start Eastern and 4 p.m. Pacific. As always in the Montreal region during the week, it's TSN2 in English, RDS in French. And in the Blue Jackets region, Bally Ho, Bally Sports Ohio. Those letters are there. Okay. Season series between these guys. November 17th was last week. Blue Jackets beat us 6-4 in Columbus. We're back there again this week. And then March 25th in Montreal. Near the end of the season, we played them again. Last 10 record for Montreal, 4-5-1 on a one-game losing streak. And same record for the Jackets on a one-game winning streak. So home and away records. Montreal is away, so they're 3-4-1 on the road, and Columbus is 6-6-0 at home. Tail of the tape. 45. Oh, well, I can tell you what it's for. 45%. Scoring chances for percentage. 45% for Montreal, 26 in the league, and 43.3% for the Jackets, right behind them at 27th. Goals per game, an even 3 goals for Montreal, 19th, and just a little bit over 3 goals, 3.06 for the Jackets, 18th, so just ahead of them. So now there's kind of seesawing here. Goals against per game, 3.68 for Montreal, 29th, and 4.33 for the Jackets, 32nd. Power play percentage, 16.1%. That last night's 0-6 on the power play cost them almost 2% on the power play. 28th, that's for Montreal. And, Montreal's better than the Jackets, 14% for the Jackets, 31st. PK percentage, 79.4%, 13th for Montreal, and 76.5%, 21st for the Jackets. It's 1-0 record for Montreal against the Jackets this year, and 1-0 for the Jackets. But you can see not a ton of separation there between these teams. Face-off percentage. Montreal, 52.1%. 11th, and the Jackets 50.9%, 14th. So again, not much separation there. Shots on goal per game, 30.8 for Montreal, 29.9 for the Jackets. Not much difference. And shots allowed, 33.2 for Montreal, 37.3. So a little separation there. You give up a little more shots. Goalies tonight. I'm not sure. It's not Merzlikins. It should be Korpisalo tonight for the Jackets. On Montreal side, it's going to be Montembeault. 3-2-1, 283 goals against, 915 save percentage, no shutout. He was the goalie in Nets last week. Yeah, it was like his worst game of the season. So hopefully he doesn't have a repeat of that. Korpisalo, if it's him, 3-2-1 record. It's almost the same thing. 416 goals against average. That's a little different. And an 897 save percentage. No shutouts. Yeah. So that should be the goalies. Players to watch over the last 5 games in points for Montreal. Nick Suzuki with 8. And Boone Jenner for the Jackets with 6 goals. For Montreal, Nick Suzuki with 3. Jenner for the Jackets with 4. Assists for Montreal, Nick Suzuki with 5. And Johnny Hockey for the Jackets with 5. And plus minus Mike Hoffman plus 2, and Sean Corelli +4 for the Jackets. Team leaders in goals, Cole Caulfield. That is wrong because he's got 12. So Boone Jenner 8. Points, Nick Suzuki 23, Johnny Gaudreau, Johnny Hockey 18. Average time on ice, again, Mike Matheson 23.57. So I guess it's a snub at David Savard because he shouldn't be there after 2 games. Zach Werenski, who's out for the season, I believe now, 23.36 for the Jackets. Wins, Jake Allen with 6, and Corpusalo for the Jackets with 3. Columbus top 5 in scoring. Johnny Hockey with 18 points and a -3, so he's a point a game right now. Boone Jenner with 14 points, -5. Chinakov, I don't know how you pronounce it, but there you go. He's got 10 points and a -6. Corelli with 9 points and a -4. And Ken Johnson with 9 points as well and a -3. For Montreal's top 5, Nick Suzuki, 11 goals, 12 assists, 23 points in 19 games. Awesome. +2, Cole Caulfield, 12 goals, 8 assists, 20 points in 19 games, -1. Kirby Dach, 4 goals, 12 assists, 16 points, and he's even also in 19. Well, they're all in 19 games. Sean Monahan, 4 goals, 7 assists, 11 points, -6. And Dvorak, 4 and 5 for 9 points and even. And Eastern Conference standings, this is the bottom of it, I believe. Montreal 6th from the bottom in the conference. Philadelphia, Washington, Buffalo, Columbus, and then Ottawa. So I'm not sure what they are. I think I want to say they're 20 something in the league overall now. Lines for the Jackets: Jenner centering Johnny Hockey and Nyquist. Sillinger in between Foudy and Bemstrom. Roslovic in between Johnson and Fix-Walensky. Corelli in between Robinson and Olivier. Gavrikov and Bjork. Christensen and Goodbranson. Bayreuther and Peak. Corpusalo in nets. And let's see Montreal's. Habs. Suzuki, Caulfield, Dach. Not going to change. Dvorak, Slavkovsky, and Gallagher. Is that second line or third line? I still don't know after last night's game. Monahan and Dadonov and Anderson. Evans, Pizzetta and Armia. Goulet and Savard. Matheson and Edmondson. Jackeye and Kovacevic back in as the third pair. Monty getting the start. And ladies and gentlemen, there's your preview for tonight's game. Don't forget to give your guesses for the Guess the Score contest in the chat. Let's get back to that chat for about another 8 minutes. Where the effing hell was I? Okay, Bob. Well, that answers your question there. I'm going to go back to that. I already answered that with the lineup. Hey, Soft Guy, how you doing, man? Totally forgot Canadiens play tonight again. Yeah, I hate back-to-backs personally. They're not good for your sleeping pattern. And listen, I hate back-to-backs, and I'm sure you do too. Bob, yes, you must know by now. Sorry I didn't see the comment when I went to the thing there. Hey, Grimes, how's it going? Hoping for a way better game tonight, but still want the loss. Yeah, listen, the third period, right? If they have a good third period as far as fun to watch and they still lose, it's, that's what all we're asking for. Because take away the first 3 minutes of the first period. The first 2 periods were fun to watch. That was entertaining hockey. Lucas, yeah, you know what? Hold your paces there. Don't worry, it'll happen. Don't worry about it. Don't jinx them. I didn't watch the soccer. I heard we lost. Stupid call from the refs. Whatever you call them, the refs there. But yeah, a bad call against Canada, I guess, or a missed call on Canada. Or against Canada. I don't know how to say it. Columbus 5-2. Jack Roslovic with the first goal. Baby says 5-3 Habs. Goulet with the first goal. BL, Ryan Reeves traded to Minnesota. Yes, Ryan Reeves. We mentioned it earlier. Someone should nab Toronto's man to compensate. Someone should nab Toronto's man to compensate for what? I don't get. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't get it. My brain's dead, but we know this. The way Corpusalo robbed us last time, I don't see them using the other Scrabble guy. I don't know who their backup is. I know that Merzlikins is out. Scrabble 250 points name guy. There you go. But it's not Merzlikins. He's injured, I believe. Hey Quinn, how you doing? My day has been it's just a screwed up day, but not like it's just a weird way. So, but I mean, otherwise, okay, yeah. I hope yours is as well. I really want to say that the Habs should be super embarrassed by last night's game. That should give them motivation. But I will say Columbus 5-3, Johnny Hockey first goal. Matheson was playing pre-recorded pairing minutes last year in Pittsburgh. Pre-recorded? I wasn't expecting him to be all that great for us. He is 2 games back, getting the rust out. I wouldn't protect it. No, I don't. No. I don't buy into that. Doesn't like by the end of this season, I think you're going to be singing a different tune about Matheson. Doesn't Monahan deserve to be the second line? He been playing fairly decent. Well, Guru, that's why I'm questioning whether Slav is on second line or third line. Dvorak's third line center, as far as I know. So I think Monahan is the second line center. Commander, what do you command? How's it going? Hey, Doug, how you doing? Habs win 4-2. Nick, first goal. Another day stuck in air is a good day. Yep. In general, yep. I hope it doesn't get to the point where that's not the case. Do I know a Josh Shopcutt? I do not. If you're asking me personally, definitely not. But I don't think I've ever heard the name before. Who is John Shopcutt? Is that a hockey player by chance? Matheson is a superstar at $4 million. I don't know about a superstar, but Matheson is, you could say, a star. I think Matheson just needs to get the rust out. I don't think there's a problem there. Mary Jo, 4-2, Columbus. Sillinger with the first goal. I don't think so, but I'm open for Matheson to change my mind. He will. People that complain about Matheson probably complained a lot about Savard. He plays for 2 South Carolina teams and then plays with plugs, and people complain. I hope I like Matheson a lot better than I feel about Savard. Matt said he's going to drop by for the first 2 minutes of the game. He wants to compare it to last night's game. Yeah, but we're not there yet. I'm a big fan of Jack Eye. We are all big fans of Jack Eye. So welcome to the club, dude. Definitely. And he's in tonight, so. Savard, better than Sherratt? I'm not. I don't know. Leafs acquired Connor Timmins. Connor who? From Arizona for Curtis Douglas today. Big Leafs trade. Connor Timmins. That's it. Everybody's shaking in your skates. They're going to win a cup now. I've watched the guy be a star. I have never once had a complaint about Savard, so don't put words in my mouth. Stanley Cup teams, what's that mean? Yeah, I know he's played on that. I'm not going to argue. I know the coaches really are really pleased with Savard, so that I can tell you. They think he's been playing really well. And you know what? I'm good with that. He doesn't really pass my eye test exactly, but he plays a lot. Right now, I think he shouldn't be number one in the first pairing. I mean, it's a problem now. Well, if he's like a Petrie guy, I mean, that was what Petrie was, right? He was the third. I mean, he was like the number 2 defenseman, but he played in that third slot on the second pairing. So, I mean, he's going to be a lot like Petrie, Matheson. Douglas is 6'9" center. Who's Douglas? Oh, Curtis Douglas. They gave up a 6'9" center, but he probably doesn't play very well. So too bad they didn't keep him. I always rip on the Leafs. I always will, always do, always will. And then when there's times when that they deserve some respect, I'll give it. The thing is, I haven't found any of those times yet. So when that happens, I'll give them due respect. You're going to a game soon? Awesome. Which one are you going to? Oh, I got to go. Speaking of going, I got to take off here because I got stuff to do before the next show. All right, so I'm going to take off here. I want to thank everybody for another fun pregame show. Had a lot of fun. And more fun coming up in 20 minutes. I'll be back in 20 minutes to do the live hangout. Matt actually might be in for the most of the show. I think that's what he told me yesterday. I'm not sure. But other than that, I'll be there doing play-by-play commentary, talking to you guys, making a fool of myself, and whatever else I can think of to do. That's what I'm going to be doing. So hopefully you guys will check that out and be back. But thanks for being here, and see you very soon. Till then, stay safe. Peace out. And I'll be back in 20 minutes. Bye, everybody.